Hey babes, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Lanette.
And this is
Getting the D.
Cheers. How was your week, baby?
Full disclosure, my week sucked because I was back from vacation and had to go back to work. It was like very back to reality, and I was on call like a lot of the week, and just
It was a lot.
I'm just like not. I'm like in my feels big right now, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. But like, honestly, just like not my fave week.
It was a rough week, and that happens sometimes. Okay, it's okay.
I mean, real shit. Yeah, I'm having a bad time. How was your week?
My week wasn't so bad. I had a lot of weddings this week, so a lot. It's wedding season. It's big
Tis
wedding
the season, baby.
Tis the season to have a wedding. So yeah, that was fun. That was very busy, but the weekend was great. But
it's been beautiful out. So like, blessings for the girls.
The brides this weekend, I was like, girls, you lucked out.
So I mentioned this earlier, but like my wedding, it fucking monsooned. Like May 21st. Spring weddings are so risky.
Yeah.
And it was fully outdoors. It was at Magic Gardens.
Oh yeah.
Which is so beautiful if it doesn't pour.
Yeah.
But like it's been stunning outside.
It has been gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really lucked out this weekend. It was gorgeous. So I was really happy for them.
Yeah.
And that was good.
Absolute slay for the brides.
Yeah.
So we have like very specific topics that we want to talk about today, but I did want to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you get like jaded or like salty at weddings? Like not salty, but like how do you feel like being a divorcee, like working in the wedding industry?
That's a really good question.
Because I'm re-entering and I'm like, ooh, am I gonna think that this is silly, or am I gonna be like all about it?
I think I have mixed reactions.
Yeah.
I feel like at first, as soon as I started to unravel with everything, it was hard. I definitely was like just upset in my own world, pretty much. There was this one particular wedding I vividly remember going to, and she is a client of mine, but her bridesmaids, I knew some of them prior, and they basically were like asking me about my wedding and like all this stuff, and I was like trying to answer the questions without saying that I was getting divorced. But I ultimately was like, I'm actually getting divorced. It's like it took me to a point where I had to just say that. Like they were asking specific things, I feel like. And I remember leaving that and just sitting in the car and calling my mom and being like, that was really hard.
Yeah.
I just cried to my mom. It was a hard moment for sure. But I'd say now I genuinely am so happy for them. Like I really do. Like I'm so honored to be a part of people's days.
Yeah.
And I know that is like the television answer, like where people like want to hear you say that. But no, I genuinely feel that way. I will say I definitely feel like there are some people who you can tell like they're genuinely in love. And like they really are here for the wedding or they're here for the marriage.
There are people that are there for the marriage, and there are people that are there for the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think people in the industry can agree to that, whether you're married or divorced. Like you just can tell the bride who's like all about the day and all about the like fashion of it, the event of it, like the everything about it aside from what it's really about. And I think it's easy to get caught up in that, to be honest, because I did. But yeah, other than that, I feel like now that I'm kind of very at peace, I feel fine. Like I'm so happy for them. I'm not sitting there like your marriage is gonna end in a year.
You're not like jaded.
Yeah, I'm not jaded. But I can see why people, or why you would wonder that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, so the other question I was thinking about is, do you think you'll ever get remarried? And I think I know the answer to this because I think you're a lover.
I am a lover girl. I really am. I think it's a yes. Yeah, for sure.
Like you believe in marriage. You think you would do that again?
That's such a long-winded answer for that. Yeah. I think it's like the paperwork of it all and all that is bullshit. Sure. But I think being with someone that you're sure about, and if you want to be like, I want to marry this person, like this is who I'm choosing, then great. Like I'm not against that. With this version I am now, doing that with someone else. And it's like here, I will be honest, I feel like in my world now, ever since I chose to get divorced, like in my mind, I live in the moment. I live in the day. Like I'm not looking like, oh, this is forever until we die. Like, of course, like I want to believe that. And I want that to be, I want that to be the outcome, whoever I choose to do that with next. But also knowing that sometimes things don't work out and that's also okay. And if it doesn't, then I'll be okay.
Right.
So like having that mindset now going into potentially like wanting to be married at some point again is so different. Like where I feel like when you're younger and you're in your 20s, you're like, this is forever. This is going to be my whole life.
Penguin.
My penguin person.
My penguin person.
And sometimes like to just be more realistic about that is kind of freeing in my opinion.
Like it's not that obviously we're in very different places.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm jaded about marriage necessarily, but like, oh my God, like I just can't imagine legally binding myself to
Doing that
another human again.
Well, that's what it is. That's what I said with the paperwork. I think it's all like bullshit in that sense. Like, I think if I was with someone for, say, a couple years or whatever, maybe, and like, say I get pregnant, we're not married, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, like we need to get married.
No.
Like, that's like priority. Like, I'd just be like, okay, let's just like see where it goes. Let's figure this out together. Like, it's really paperwork because at the end of the day, you have to commit to each other every day, no matter what. And like
That's the
commit to that
thing.
person.
Yeah,
day
it's
in
a
and day
life
out.
partner, whether there's paper or not.
Yeah. And I would do it again.
Yeah.
For sure. But it just has to be in the right mindset and with the right person
Yeah.
this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you believe in it. So, okay. Would it be like what would wedding vibes be? Like do you think would your second wedding, my second husband. We have to smoke a cig per episode.
My second husband.
One cig per GTD episode. With your second husband, do you think that it would be like a big event, or do you think like what would wedding vibes be? Like, would you have a big wedding again?
We're eloping.
Yeah. Slay.
And I feel like that's typical second husband vibes.
I would too.
But I
already have a place picked out.
Yeah, I think I'll be in Europe and I'll run away, and I don't know if anyone will know, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean,
Please
we'll
tell
see.
me. Tell me.
I know. I would actually like love if we can just like do it together.
Oh yeah,
2 weddings
A
in
dual
Europe.
wedding.
Doula, GTD wedding. GTD takes marriage again.
GTD gets married, baby.
But at least we'd have hair and makeup, you know. So
Yeah.
that's good. By the way, plug us hair and makeup.
Yeah, if
Wedding hair
anyone's
and
getting
makeup.
married, any glam,
We're your girls.
we are the dream team.
And
honestly.
let me remind you, Lanette did my City Hall wedding makeup. So
And I was supposed to do your wedding makeup,
yeah,
but
she's amazing.
I was
so
a nurse, so
she decided to be a nurse.
that sucks.
So anyway, we move on. But yeah, no, you would do it small as well then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
South of France. Chateau.
Oh.
Because you can rent chateaus
Stunning.
for honestly not even that much. And like the vibes are immaculate. And the photos would be beautiful. And I would just want it to be like me and my partner. Like I don't even want all the fucking shenanigans. But I
No.
do want a sleigh gown.
Yes.
I'm going to fuck up my
Bust
second
down.
wedding.
Buzz down, Tati.
Bust down, bitch. Yo, my second wedding dress is gonna be disgusting.
Like you're not even gonna be able to look at me.
I'm not even divorced yet, and I'm like, I'm trying on dresses.
So I guess she's getting married again at
Yeah.
some point in life. So that's good to know. But I
I will destroy a second wedding gown.
it just depends on who I am then. But I really do feel like it would be a little more like a little more chill.
Who you are now?
Yeah.
More chill.
Like more chic, classic, and simple, and like just timeless.
That's very you.
It would be that then. Like where I felt like I was a little more trendy with my first wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still like very like classic and beautiful. Like I think that would stand
The test of time.
Mine was beautiful, but
Yours was beautiful.
I didn't have these tits, and I didn't
Correct.
have. I was 23. I was not like.
So young.
I was not to be like that, but like I wasn't like this person.
Yeah, you're completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what you like and what you want to.
Yeah.
what you put on your body. And, yeah.
Oh my God.
How you carry yourself. Everything.
I'm thinking like full.
Full tool.
Not us doing wedding gowns.
like a full Monique Lillier moment. Like
Oh my God.
Like, all
Like, wait,
of
I
it.
was looking at Berta's just for like the fun of
Bird is
it. Yeah, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like nude. I don't want white. I think I just want nude.
Yeah, it's like an insert bodysuit.
Yeah.
Like the ones they have. And then
Yeah.
it's just like they have a lot of applique, they have a lot of sparkle, they have a
I
lot
would
of
like
lace.
to be like naked with applique.
Yeah. gorgeous.
Yeah.
Done. Okay.
Tits
well,
to my
now
fucking
you know.
chin. All right. So
Anyway, we did Ditch Your Date round 2, and the girlies love it. So we're going to go through the ones we did this week and tell you our answers and what the people were saying.
I feel like Ditch Your Date is hot. If you guys like it,
it's hot right now.
tell us.
Super hot.
And okay, I want to preface this by saying,
Okay.
I know that when you like love somebody, you would probably like deal with like whatever, because I dealt with some fucking bullshit and so did he. So like whatever, like I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but okay, let's just say this is like a guy that you've been on like 2 dates with like 2 or 3 weeks in.
Yeah, it has to be new.
Yeah.
Because you can't be like a couple months in.
Because if my husband
love.
wore water shoes, I'd be like, oh, all right, that actually adds up. You just accept it.
We're going to save that one.
So anyway, okay. He claps when the plane lands.
No.
I don't love it.
No.
I mean, like, if there was heavy turbulence, I still don't love it. But it warrants it more, but I'm hating it.
I hate when just the general public does it. So if you're the guy I'm interested in.
Yeah, you're like, is this your first day?
Is this your first rodeo, brother?
Apparently.
Yeah,
alleged.
I don't know.
Ooh, he doesn't have a passport. He doesn't have a passport.
At all?
At all.
It's no for me, dog.
Okay. Yeah, facts.
Facts.
Okay. He keeps his socks on during sex.
I think I voted no to this. I don't understand if I'm fully naked. Why do you have your socks on still when we're having sex? I've experienced this before, and I'm just like, I don't say anything, but I'm just kind of like,
in the back of your mind, like, ooh.
Why are you keeping your toes warm while we're having sex? But at the same time, I get it.
Can you orgasm with his socks on?
I have. So it's not a deal breaker per se,
facts.
but at the same time, like, yeah, if we're in the moment and things are happening, like, we'll let it go. But I just sometimes I like observe and I'm like, oh, and this is
Those are on.
past. But yeah, I don't love it. I think it's strange. Like, I don't have my socks on.
See, and that's where you get me fucked up, because at a first glance, I don't care that his socks are on. Okay. I have had great sex with the man's socks on.
Okay. That's fair. I don't think it affects the
way I just said with the man's socks on. I'm in his socks. No. But like, if he has his socks on, I don't know. I think that it's interesting because the woman never has her socks on. Like, that's never the issue. It's always that they have their socks on. Why is it that we can take our socks off and they can't?
But why don't they think to take their socks off?
No, and that is my question.
I don't get it.
Me either, but it doesn't bother me.
Enough to be a deal breaker.
Like that much.
Yeah. I wouldn't be like, oh, he didn't take his socks for certain sex. I can't talk to him ever again. Like, that would be a little cry. But I don't think the girlies loved it either, maybe? Or
they did not. Actually, 58% said they don't care. So more than half.
All right. So I think that's a fair.
Thank you for your
guys.
honesty,
Keep them on, keep them off. I mean, and you're going to get laid anyway, I guess. So
that's the thing. If you're already in, you're in.
Yeah. So.
Okay, you're getting ready for a night out and he helps style you.
Oh, I like this one. I said yes. I like this.
I like it too.
Yeah, I feel as though I like if I give you options and you help me pick. That's really cute. And I don't know. I think it gets them excited too to be involved. At least that's what I've experienced.
Yeah.
I don't need you like controlling me like Kanye West style and being this is my muse and this is what she wears and I lined up your outfits. Like, that will never happen. But that's also probably so rare, I can imagine.
I don't love. Like, no. I don't want to be dressed, but I do want like a little opinion. Like, oh, hey, I love that one shirt you have. Or like, let me go. Like, I've had someone be like, let me go through your closet with you. Yeah. Which is probably the most interaction with my like wardrobe someone has had.
Yeah, that's actually like a little more than I expect.
But I actually like kind of loved it. Like, he was like, what about this top with these pants and these shoes?
It's kind of cool.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah. I don't take offense to that.
It doesn't bother me.
No. Like, I'm in a wedding, my brother's wedding in a couple weeks.
Oh my God. And she's going to slay. So you have to be so hot.
Oh, she's going to be so
gorgeous. She's going to be like dumb hot.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had 3 dresses for this wedding. She's allowing us to pick our own like bridesmaid gown. And it's black. So there's so many options. And I had 3 that I was like, let me get these and see how they look. But I had my mans look at the 3 and he picked one.
I love that so long as he picks one that I'm leaning toward.
And that's what happened. That's what it was. I was like, okay, I'm leaning towards this one.
He reassured.
I want to see which one he picks just based on like him knowing me. And he was like, this one is very much you.
We love.
And I was like, it is. You're right. So that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. So yeah.
Okay. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Most of the girls liked it as well.
Okay.
This is like stupid even. Chewing with their mouth open.
Yeah, this is a dead giveaway. It's a no.
I can't even, if I hear one like,
are you okay?
Done.
I just don't get it.
Can't.
Yeah, it's nasty.
I went on a date with a guy that I was like actually really into him, but then we went to dinner and he like, and I
see like a little manners
had to call my mom.
Some etiquette.
Wild.
I had to call my mom.
No, I called my mother. I was like, is this going to be the deal breaker? Because he's so lovely in so many other ways, but he straight up is giving during eating.
It's not difficult to just keep it contained.
It's not. And I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like his mouth is moist. His lips are big. Maybe it is just
he
has a lot to work with. But then I was like, no. We're not making excuses. We've done that.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So what do the people think? What do the people want?
Oh, they fucking hated it. Yeah. Of course. It's awful.
It's gross.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. He can't parallel park.
We are city girls.
As a city girl.
We are city girls.
This is a fucking problem because I will slay parallel parking.
Yeah, same. Like I feel like if you're not able to get it in there, I don't get it. I get mad when like someone in front of me I don't know is not getting in the spot. So like if I'm driving with you and it's not happening, I'd be like, get out of the car, I'm doing it. We're not going to go any further.
Literally like 1 second into backing it, and like if I see him backing in at the wrong angle, I'm like, do you want me to do it? Like, do you want me to do it?
I think the only exception, if they grew up like with a driveway, that's maybe an exception.
Grow up. But I still don't like that. I don't know.
I mean, I think if you're living in the city full time, you should know how to parallel park.
Okay. All right. Some people don't know who this is, but if you do, thinks Andrew Tate makes solid points.
So I didn't know who Andrew Tate was when Lanette.
Which God bless. I'm so glad.
And I was like, who is this guy? So I just researched him and went on TikTok and all the things. And he sucks. He's very toxic.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
Yeah, he's very toxic.
Like one of his like, he was on a podcast. I don't know what podcast it was, but he was like, I'm going to say the most toxic thing I've ever said. And like for him, like it's about to be disgusting. And he was like, I could sex traffic any woman I want. No, he's like, oh my God, he's so fucked up. He's awful.
How is he allowed on the internet?
On the planet?
On the world, in the world.
Andrew, I'm sorry. If you think that he makes any solid points, like if you don't just think he's a complete jackass, like, no, I can't even fuck with you.
You're not for me.
So in like January, in the beginning of my singlehood, I was very bold. Like, I feel like the beginning of your divorce, you're like brave as fuck. Because you're like, oh my God, this is my new life. Like,
yeah,
I am just out here. Like, I am a hot woman. Date me. I can't explain it.
No, it's true.
No, but like your light turns on bright, bitch.
Bright.
Like you're like, I'm
it.
single and I'm hot and I am excited about my new life. And
confident, yeah.
She has since dimmed, but we will discuss that later.
I'm going to bury her for a minute.
So there was this guy who was selling like care packages and like whatever, like iPads and all types of shit for autistic children. And it was January and it was snowing out and he was so hot and he had an Australian accent and I just got very wrapped up. And so I was like, on my way.
Accent, I'll do that.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like, yeah. He was like, oh, for the autistic children, would you mind coming over? Like, go do an iPad.
That's really good.
Is it though? But I don't know.
It was a little British and Australian at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was good.
I only have one.
I just know mate.
Yeah.
Hi, mate.
I have one for British and one for Australia. It's the same.
Yeah, well, it's a hot accent. So I think it's like voted the #1 hottest accent.
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not American.
Sure is not.
So anyway, So I like was walking to the liquor store after work, like walked past him and then came back, and I was bold as fuck because I was like right in my like immediate divorce phase, and I was like, oh, I think you're so hot. Do you want to like give me your number? And he was like, oh my God, when you walked by, I was thinking the same thing. Also, what do you think about donating $100 to autism?
Got him.
And I'm dumb as shit, and I did it.
Like,
but
I'll
I
give
also,
you 200.
right, literally. So I gave him $100 for autistic children, and I also got his Instagram. And on his Instagram, he like reposted some Andrew Tate stuff, and I was like, oh my God, immediately you were so hot and so cool, and now I think you're a fucking moron.
Idiot.
Like immediately unfollowed. Immediately, I want literally nothing to do with you.
Nothing.
No, he's disgusting. If you don't know who he
wrap.
is, I mean, I don't know, maybe save yourself and don't.
Yeah, there's certain guys like who are giving advice on TikTok, and I'm like, you shouldn't be.
How do you feel if he uses the same razor on his face and balls?
Okay, I think I said I don't care.
I don't care either.
And I know the immediate reaction is like, ew, gross, but ignorance is bliss, honey. Like, I don't care. I'm not like checking. I'm not asking like, hey, like, is that the razor you use on your balls too and your face? Like, I genuinely don't care. I'm assuming you're like rinsing it in between shaves. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
care.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I know some people are like, absolutely not.
I'm also not dating clean shaven men, period. And this is just like across the board. Like, I'm not a clean shaven man girl.
Okay, that's so fair.
We like a Stubbs. They're using like an electric.
Yeah.
Up here.
Yeah, no, I enjoy a little scruff.
Yeah,
For
scruffles.
Sure. Little scruffles.
All right, more than 5,000 followers on their personal Instagram.
Okay, I think I wrote in Teach Me Your Ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but at the same time, I guess you said they're personal versus like a business.
It's not their business. Like, let's say they are a photographer.
Sure.
Interesting. If he has like more than 5,000 followers, like that's one thing. But if it's like a personal account and they're like a mechanic, like why?
Maybe he's a hot mechanic.
I mean, and slay, but
Slay.
you're serving thirst traps for fucking sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Social media is so crazy. Like
I know.
how we allow it to like influence,
Like dictate so much.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's another perspective. I think to challenge that is like, say if they follow a ton of people, like say if
That's
they
weird.
follow like 3,000 people.
30?
No, 3,000.
Oh, that's still too
And
many.
then they have like 500 followers. Like the ratios are even like I've had friends and clients be like, it's ickier if like they follow more people.
And that's facts because I've never actually thought about that. But like if you have like, oh my God, like if a man has like 200 followers and then you follow like 3,000 people, you're so weird. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know.
I ain't loving it.
I'm not actually going to like care too much. I think about all of that.
I want to pretend like I don't, and then I will.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get
Okay.
it.
Ooh, this was a biggie for a lot of people. It's your first time at the beach together, and we're talking Margate, we're talking Wildwood, we're talking Ventnor.
We're not talking like Amalfi Coast.
Yeah,
we're not talking the rocky beaches.
We are not in Mykonos. Like, we're not at a rocky beach, baby. We're down the shore, honey.
Dirty Jersey, sure.
And he is in water shoes.
It's a no for me.
He brings a full water shoe.
It's a no for me. I will pack my things and say we gotta go.
I just want to know, like, why. I don't know why I can't say it's an immediate no. I'm just
Unless they
not
have
sure.
had an experience with like a jellyfish or something where they've been stung or like
An experience with the jellyfish. Oh no. That's so real. That's
like,
so real.
scarred by like
Who hurt
something.
you?
Yeah, like where they're like shoes forever now. Sorry,
Shoes forever.
shoes forever.
I think I do want to say I think I might date the type of man that wears water shoes.
Okay. Well, I think there's something worse.
Here's the thing. Some men don't do a sandal. Like my ex, no sandals. It was sneakers, and he graduated to the Yeezy like Air whatever.
You're telling me he wore sneakers on the beach?
Straight Converse onto the beach.
I don't get
No,
that.
he graduated to the Yeezys, the
Okay.
holy ones.
Yes.
Foam runners.
They're hideous, but yeah, I get it.
It was a sandal of sorts.
I know.
Yeah.
There was holes in it.
There are men who are like sandals are for pussies.
There are, but I'm like, the joke's on you if the sand is in your sneaker, sir.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Facts,
like,
facts,
why would you want to live that kind of life?
I could never.
No.
It's not for me.
No.
Although I will say I have learned my lesson on flip flops on the beach. No flip flops because it flips right in your ass.
So wait, what
A
do you wear?
Birkenstock is best.
That still doesn't that flip still?
Less.
Not as much of a flip.
Less.
Okay.
A Croc would be the ultimate, like most functional, but
I saw
ugliest.
these Crocs recently, and I was like, they're not awful. I used to like loathe Crocs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love a Croc. Well, these two belong together. His favorite team loses, he punches the wall.
No, I don't like that.
No.
I think you have anger management issues. Like, why
Agreed.
are we punching a wall about a sports team that you don't play for?
Yeah.
And you probably can't even play that sport on that level at all.
You've never played this sport in your life.
Maybe you have some money on it. I don't know. Maybe you're on FanDuel. Like, maybe you're doing one of those like crazy things where you lose money. Maybe that's why you're punching a wall. But like, that's also another problem we should talk about, which is gambling.
Weird. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't like any of it. Okay. How about his favorite team loses and he cries?
I also don't love that at all. But I think if I had to choose, it would be that one.
Crying over anger.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd rather you like have emotions in that sense versus the anger. But I still don't want you to cry about your team losing. I think it's still pretty pathetic, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not affecting your life whatsoever. Again, maybe your pockets, but then again, that should be another issue.
That's on you.
should be
And
talking
you
about.
kind of knew that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want either. And I actually think that this is a red flag of like, even if I were dating the person for like some time, like I don't fuck with that. All right. He wants to have sex on your period.
Love.
I love period sex. And I want to have sex the most on my period. And I think sex feels the best on your period.
It's really great. And I feel
so
as though when a man is like, no, I don't do that. Ew. Like, what is...
No, it's weird. Like,
What? Like, what is it? What is it?
like, are you afraid of blood or like,
Do you faint at blood?
yeah.
If so, I don't want to be with you.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, I just don't understand that.
I have hooked up with a guy that actually was like, oh, this is so hot. I just felt very like biologically like
Feminine.
fucking sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like very like feminine, very hot. He was like, you are like, this is part of your body and part of things that women's bodies do. And I actually think it's really hot. And I was like,
Wow.
bro, what? Like,
I just come.
legit, like you don't even actually have to do anything. I am all set.
We're all set over here.
I've came.
Yeah.
That shit, yeah. Period sex is kind of my jam, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't understand when people are opposed to it, to be honest.
Girls in particular.
Yeah, I was shocked by some of the women that were
Not
like,
many.
There's some women on there that said like, no, I'm good. But I'm like curious. I'm like, do you just have like a painful period? Maybe they have like really bad cramps. Like, and they're just like,
Yeah.
I don't feel good. Like, I don't feel sexy.
It
Like, I don't
helps.
feel.
It does help cramps though.
I think there's all benefits to it, but I
Yeah.
think it's like, I guess how you're feeling that week with your period.
Right.
But no, I want to do that.
I'm a fan.
I want to do those things.
Some of the write-ins when he sleeps at your house and leaves the toilet seat up.
I'm not saying it's like a deal breaker.
No.
But
This is a quick discussion. I've had it with people.
yeah,
Where
like if
just
you're
like,
gonna pee and leave the seat up, like I'm gonna acknowledge it in that moment. Like, bro, you need to put that down. Like, what are we doing?
I'm talking seat and lid though. I want seat and lid down.
Lynette needs seat and lid.
My toothbrush, I don't know what the article is that I read that I think we all read many years ago, but like my toothbrush is very vulnerable to the spray of the toilet. I need lid closed at
When
all
they
fucking
flush,
time.
that's what you're talking about.
All the time. No, all the time.
Yeah, but when they're physically peeing on it, you can't close it. So
No.
like what I mean, like
I need you to pee,
close the lid,
the whole thing,
flush. Yeah.
and flush.
Yeah. See, I never think about that.
I'm not talking just seat though. I'm talking lid, baby.
You're talking lid because you don't want the particles to go in your toothbrush.
Down.
I mean,
And it stays down.
the more you know.
And I understand that's inconvenient for you, but I
But
too
so
am
is
picking
peeing
up
on
a
my
lid.
toothbrush.
You have peed on my toothbrush. And that is where the inconvenience is for me.
Okay, moving on.
Someone wrote in the actual funniest ick, which you guys are going to learn so much more about, and I can't fucking wait.
We're gonna have her on the
Coming
pod.
mid-July, baby. Her ick is he hides his kinks, i.e. sleeping with a butt plug and fisting himself. You guys will meet her, and honestly, the dildos episode,
It's gonna be lit.
I hope everyone's sitting down.
We're gonna be lined up.
We are gonna have to like put a warning on this one.
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be incredible.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I said I just wish my partner, especially if I'm married to them, had told
Yeah.
me sooner that they would like that done to them,
Like
or
butt
like
stuff.
they like that. Fisting is a different story. I think that's a whole other thing. But still, I think it's just like up front, you should know what your kinks are in each other, right? Like I don't know. That's one of the first things I want to know. Like if I'm going to be sexual,
And married to
Yeah.
someone and having sex with them forever.
what do you like?
Yeah.
What are you into?
Right.
Like I just would like to know so then I can do that and you can feel good about
Yeah.
that.
And if you're into butt plugs, like
Go off.
downsies.
Yeah.
But you gotta like keep me in the loop.
Got to keep me in the loop and like maybe don't run with it like this man ran with it. And you'll find it.
You'll learn.
You'll learn about
We will learn.
It's pretty iconic.
Picks his nose when he thinks you're not looking.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
Yeah, I'm just like I don't need to say it, but at the same time,
But if I do, I also don't care.
I'm also like-
whatever you want.
yeah, just don't eat it. Maybe
Oh my God. Imagine.
people do. It's a thing.
Oh no. See that? Yeah. I don't enjoy. And that's it.
Well, thank you for your input on these dater just round 2.
Oh my God. We get so many.
We get so many like inputs and like people just DMing us, and we had to like cut them off sometimes because we can sit here and do a whole nother episode. Like the whole episode can be dater ditch.
No, literally. I feel like every week could be tatered.
Literally everyone. That could just be the podcast. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah. But it can't, and it's not.
icks can be, like we said before, a personal thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of our shit and our traumas come from the inner child, and a lot of it comes from growing up, and i.e. our daddy issues.
Daddy.
All these daddy issues.
For real.
Which Len and I both have. And I think I could also say people with daddy issues tend to also have mommy issues. But when it comes to females, we end up having people say, or close to say, or quick to say, we have daddy issues when it comes to getting divorced, or if someone's a little more promiscuous, or like whatever it might be, or you have several partners or whatever. Oh, she must have daddy issues, or they're dating someone 10 years
Right.
older or 20 years old, whatever it might
Right.
be. But yeah, I think we both have stories with that.
Yeah, and I think it's real easy, and people are quick to be like, oh, daddy issues, like she dates a guy that's 10 years older, or she's constantly seeking external validation, or she's very promiscuous and wants to sleep with a lot of people because she's looking for, male validation and blah, blah, blah. Men have daddy issues too, which I think is a really important point that, like, I think that, I don't know, can impact, like, how they feel in their masculinity. Not to bring, like, gender roles into it, but I don't think that it's just, like, a one-sided thing where it's, like, women have daddy issues. Like, I think a lot of people have just general, like, parental issues.
Yeah, which we don't say.
Right. Yeah. Because, like, I could say, yeah, do I have mommy issues? Yeah. Do I have daddy issues? Yeah. But, like, tell me a friend that you have that doesn't have, like, parent issues.
Yeah, and they can have the most perfect upbringing or parent issues. Like, it's just all stems from your childhood. And I don't think I realized until I like went to my therapist that I have both mommy and daddy issues. Like I was so quick to even tell myself like, oh, this is my daddy issue. But I'm like, oh, actually no, like a lot of my behaviors with marrying my ex and like staying with him and doing was a lot of security and comfort and like with my whole mommy issue. So like, and my mom was a rock star and she still is a rock star and she's a queen and we love her. My
Go
dad,
Claire.
Go Claire. My dad left when I was 13.
I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah, I mean, pivotal.
Oh my God. Oh, see,
Pivotal
I thought it was
times.
very young. So I was like, okay. Like
Yeah.
Claire was single momming.
Claire was single momming.
No, but I thought from the jump.
Oh no, I was 13. Yeah, I was
shit.
a teen.
So you know your dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
And
the
we
fuck
all,
is he at?
we won't say that on
okay.
this pod. Do you want to go find him?
Is he in fucking Florida?
No.
Oh.
Why would you think Florida?
They all go to
They all
Florida.
go to Florida.
They all go to
they
Florida.
all find their second lives in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida. Another Taylor Swift reference. Anyway, my mom raised the three of us single.
Solo
Solo financially, everything. He didn't give a dime. He left. Three of us were in Catholic school and the whole nine. So my older brother, I feel like experienced them as a healthy couple. And then I experienced, you know, and then a little bit obviously as a crazy, you know, broken couple. And then I experienced them just as a broken couple. And my younger brother didn't experience really anything because he was so young.
So what did he leave like right when your little brother
Mark's
was...
about like 5 years younger,
Okay.
which, you know, he's...
So you got them a little bit, but not
enough to like understand and remember.
Right.
I feel like the gravity of it all. But I grew up quick. I grew up like quick of like, I got a job 13. Like I was like paying everything myself. Like I was, I grew up quick. And I think I met my ex at 18 and I was mentally not 18. I was 30 probably, like ready to start my life, ready to like, you know, do the damn things.
Ready to pay taxes.
Yeah, we're ready to do all the things and just follow in all the footsteps that we should be doing. Which I can easily say was a daddy issue. And he was also 7 years older than me, which again, some people could be like, oh, that's a daddy issue, which whatever. At that time, sure. For sure. But yeah, I think we all have experience with that. But even looking back at staying with my ex and like asking my mom's advice when I was like, oh, I want to break up with him. And she's like, but he loves you. Why would you, like, he would like you should stay. Like, why would you leave? Like, he's so sweet. And like looking back, like I could probably say, oh, I may have stayed for my mom. Like there's so much in therapy that goes so deep. Like I could have stayed for her in the sense of like giving her security that I'll be okay. And that like he will never leave me like my dad left us.
Well, that you'll be okay. Or / like she's like he's sticking around unlike situations that she's had.
Yeah. And you want to live the life that your mother never was able to have. And that's what, you know, therapy has brought up to me.
Okay.
And again, not that like that wouldn't have been a good life. Great guy. We know that. I just feel as though you don't realize consciously that you're at that time, like subconsciously you're making these decisions. Because I was always the kid that was like, all right, I need to make sure I'm the no fuss child.
Because you're middle child.
I'm a middle child.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to do everything right. I'm going to wake myself up for school. I'm going to go grades. I'm going to keep it like calm and collected so my mom doesn't have to worry about me. Where, you know, she was worried about my older brother. My older brother had like a really horrific accident. My younger brother was just like hyper kid, like always just like getting into some trouble. I was like, I'm going to be the kid.
Stereotypical.
Close, like, you know, crosses my hands. And I'm just like, I'll just, you know, do everything right, quote unquote.
Girl and middle child is like a double whammy.
Totally.
That's tough.
Yeah. So I think there were things that I've done in the past, you know, my 10 years, like 20s that have reflected both like daddy and mommy issues. And I'm not sitting here like blaming my mom at all.
Never.
Because literally, again, she's amazing. She never pressured me to do any of it.
And also they're like, I think it's really important to be like, our parents are not perfect and
not perfect at all.
Parents are learning as you are learning.
Yeah.
Like they are people as much as you are. And now that I'm 32, like I am as adult as you are. And maybe you have more life experience, but when you were raising me, it was the same.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's like we have to like take some pressure off of them and like realize that they did their fucking best.
And
maybe
like,
not the daddy sometimes.
listen, and it's like I'm very again.
but
so
mommies,
it's
we
like the
love
mental health with like men too, which we obviously are like. It's also Mental Health Awareness for Men's Month. And I know we always joke about how this is a woman's pod, but it is. But I do sometimes think about, and I like to always think of both sides. Like if my dad did get the therapy he needed from a young child with his traumas and his experiences as a child, would he have left a family with 3 kids just like run away and be a coward? Like, again, I'm not making excuses for bad behavior, because this is what I carried over into my life now as an adult with relationships, because that's what I was always taught. But like, it's still not okay. There's no excuse for not supporting a family ever. But it's like, you do think of those things. You try and give people grace. Yeah. But you're still a shitty fucking human being for doing that. So it's hard. You like struggle with both. And then it reflects sometimes in your relationships, like in your adult relationships. So that's what I learned. What happened with like everything with your...
Oh, you want to know my daddy issues?
Your daddy issues, babes.
Oh, God. So I've had several fathers. I actually joke, like, it's been like, how many last names have I held? Because it's like my born last name, and then my adopted last name, because I was adopted by a father, and then my married last name, and then my mother's last name, which is what I'm trying to go back to. Like, I've had so many lives. And so my biological father is an alcoholic, and he and my mom married like really young, like 23 or so, and had me. I'm a rainbow baby, an absolute miracle to the earth.
Wow. Fun fact. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
Fill me in.
They got divorced very early, and then my mom, he was kind of like out of the picture relatively early, just because he was young too. And he had a lot of, substance use issues going on and whatever. And then my mom met my second dad, who wound up adopting me, and he's like who I refer to as like my dad. Yeah. Like, this is like my dad.
Yeah, the role that they assume.
Yeah. So he adopted me, I think, when I was like 7. And my biological father didn't even like come to fight that case. He was just like, yeah, have her, whatever. And I guess maybe it's like he was in jail, or he was drunk, or who fucking knows. He and my mom were married until I was like 15. And then when I was 16, he passed away really, really suddenly. And then that was it. It's just, I feel like a lot of the time it's been me and my mom. Like, it's just like, even though there have been these men in between, and like the first dad, yeah, he fucking sucked. But the second dad was like very present for me. I just feel like so much time it's been like me and my mom. Yeah. Like, we are girls.
Same.
Like,
that's how I feel.
And I know that she's not a single mother, but it like kind of feels like it's just been like me and her like riding all along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
special.
And the other place that I kind of feel like I have like daddy issues that pertain, to like abandonment, are my biological father left just like willy-nilly, like whatever, just like pieced out, didn't really care. And then the father that adopted me, who like I refer to as dad, he died really suddenly from substance overdose. And so I feel like I've just had people ripped from my life like very suddenly.
Oh, men in general.
Like, men have just like left my life really suddenly. And
now
so
look where you are now.
And exactly. And that's why, when this whole affair happened,
here we are again.
I was just like, okay, peace. Like, you're ripping yourself away from me again. Yeah. And he can't really like understand like why I'm just so quick to be like, okay, that makes sense. You're out. And I'm over it. But it's like,
your whole life.
I have just dealt with men leaving my life like over and over and over again for years.
Yeah.
So
you're like, I just can't stay here anymore because I need someone to depend on for once.
Right.
And I can't depend on you.
So it's going to be me.
It's going to be you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I was really thinking about my mom. So that girl left 2 marriages for her fucking self.
Period. Queen.
For herself. Like, the first one, she was like, I don't deserve this. And the second one, she was like, I'm not happy.
No.
And that's the other thing, like, we talk about, like, daddy issues, but also, like, mommy issues. Like, I've seen my mom, like, live for herself over and over and over again. And so, like, why would I not do the exact same thing?
Same. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that so much, especially, like, independence and being, my mom would always say to me, like, I can do it all for myself. So, like, what are you going to add to my life? Like, if I'm going to allow you back in my life, I did all this. I raised 3 children. I lived a life where I was like holding it all together. If you're going to come into my life, like, you need to help and
Is
add.
she single now?
No, I have a stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, which he's great.
He must be slaying.
He's the best. He's just so selfless.
No,
and
he would have
beautiful.
to be amazing because truly,
Yeah.
Therese, let me raise 3 kids and you come in and tell me a fucking thing?
Yeah, try.
Hell no.
Absolutely
And
not.
look as good as Claire? Hell no.
No, it's true. You got to be doing something right.
No, for real.
And she's standing on business for that. Like, she's
No.
like, she is so down. She's like, I'm not dealing with anyone who's going to, like, bring negativity in my life.
He must be an ace. Like,
He's
for
an
real.
angel.
Like,
if you ever met him,
amazing.
he's an angel.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He would have to be.
Angel sweetheart. But I did find myself, like, talking about when leaving my ex and then, like, choosing people to either be with or, like, date or whoever it might be, situationships, allowing people in my life that didn't deserve me, and, like, but in a weird sense, choosing them in a sense, like, I can maintain control with them, like, because I know they didn't deserve me. It's like this sick, like, I can fix you to maintain, like, that control. Like, I feel like that's what comes up to with, like, daddy issues.
So do you think that it's like, okay, because I have been, like, trying to therapy this out in my head recently. Do you think it's a thing where you're like, I don't mean it like that, but, like, I'm, like, bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, so, like, I am in control of this situation at all times, and
Yes.
I can kind of, like, not manipulate you,
and
but,
no.
like, I'm just, like, I'm wearing the pants in this situation.
Yes and no. I feel like I don't know. I chose guys that I knew weren't going to show up for me the way I know I need to be showed up for. And I will always be like, why do I keep choosing these wrong guys?
Okay.
Like, what is that?
Do you think it's daddy stuff?
Yeah. Like, it's like this sense of, like, control of, like, finally just wanting to be taken care of for once by a man, which here's the thing. I know I can take care of myself. And I've learned that. And I got me, and that's always going to be a thing. And I had to learn that, like, that I can take care of myself. And if anyone enters my life and they leave, it's going to be okay because I got me, right? Like,
Right.
my mom did the same thing. But
I'm trying to learn that.
Continuing that
Shit's hard.
pattern no matter what. Even though you know that in your head, you continue that pattern with some guys. And you're like, why do I keep picking these shitheads that do not deserve me whatsoever? But then you look at yourself and you go, it's all about control. It really is. It's like,
Interesting.
I think that's one thing that stems from daddy issues is definitely, like, control of, like, wanting to control it so you don't get hurt. I think that's the biggest thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's like having that upper hand, but really you don't. You're just emotionally abusing yourself and wrecking yourself. But now, you know, with all the therapies, I've backed away from those said men. We gotta stop hurting ourselves. And actually show up for ourselves for once and choose someone who's aligned with us.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done though, girlies.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Totally get it.
Okay.
For anyone who's listening and is like, yep.
So control is the one thing. What are the other, like, predominant, like...
So things that come from daddy issues, like difficult trusting men, like difficulties.
course.
Yeah. I mean, trusting men, period, because your father left. So you're like, or they're not present or whatever. Maybe they have alcohol, substance issues. Like, how do I trust any other man in my life? Which that's definitely one.
It's amazing because trust in your infancy is one thing that is more subconscious. Like, it's not something that you're, like, consciously aware of, but then growing up with a father who, like, raised me, but then died of substance abuse stuff that I didn't even know about. I just, like, I don't trust anybody for shit.
Yeah.
Like, you just, you can't because you don't ever, like, know what's going on.
I think it's interesting when you were saying before, like, I'm done. Like, you do this, I'm done. I cut you off. Where I'm like, oh, but you can figure it out. Like you can try.
no.
Right. And it's like, but this is so prevalent, right? What you're saying about how you grew up and like what you've experienced. Of course you're going to act like that.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm going to act the way I'm acting. I'm just like trying to pull at strings for you to stay in my life and show up for me.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I innately don't trust you because I know that you're going to be gone.
Yeah. And I don't go that way. Like I end up going like,
You're a fixer.
I'm a fixer. She's Bob the Builder. Not anymore. No longer that, but I
will not even fix. I just don't give a fuck. I'll just cut you off.
I mean, I do know why, but it's just like I kept doing it.
Wow, that's so. Actually, that's so. Okay. I didn't realize that daddy issues could like manifest so differently. Okay,
Of course I can. I mean,
no, I know, but
yeah, no, it's an eye opener for sure.
I haven't ever really like thought about daddy issues so deeply until like now.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
I mean, my own, because like I've been abandoned repeatedly, even by people that genuinely cared about me. So I'm so down for you to just fucking drop off the face of the earth. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm indifferent.
Well, that's what you expect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which it's not that I don't expect you to leave because that has happened to me, but
yeah.
I don't know. I took it in a different direction, I think.
It's made it so that I am hyper independent.
Yeah,
you
same.
can't do one fucking thing for me.
It's also a form of control to not get hurt.
Yeah.
That's what hyper-independence is. And that's like sometimes we have to learn to let that go and detach. Because if we don't, we just continue to hurt ourselves. And that's where and they all stem from like that.
Well, this guy recently has been like, you can lean on me, you can depend on me to do things. And I'm like,
but I can't. Because once I do, you're going to run.
I will.
No, I'm allowing it now.
I'm trying.
It takes time. It's really hard. But it's you need to let go because once you do, they want to.
I think I'm still in a real like toxic like weird place where I'm just like I will do everything. I will do everything for myself until I drive myself into the fucking ground.
Yeah, but we need to let that go.
I'm trying.
But it's taking time though. It's going to take time.
I think it's also important to have a partner that like sees that you're doing that and is like,
hey,
I know that you're doing this, let me in.
Yeah.
So that's
special.
Definitely what I will need moving forward because I know that I'm doing this. How emotionally secure is
that man? That's incredible.
To be like, I see that you're doing all this stuff and I know why you're doing it.
And I just want to let you know that I'm acknowledging it and I'm here for you regardless. So I think that's insanely healthy.
I don't think I could do that for somebody.
But it's like you can't show up right now in that moment because you're still going through your own grieving.
Yeah.
So it's going to take time.
Which kind of like brings us into something that I did really want to talk about that I talked about with Lex this week. But I just kind of want to say like to everyone that listens, like getting the D is like fun and funny and like we do joke and we do have fun and like I think it's very easy to look at this and just say, hey, like these girls are post-divorce, they're having so much fun and it's like funny to chat about dating and like laugh and whatever, but like this shit's very, very real. Like divorce is not funny.
It's not funny.
It's really not.
It's not. I think it's nice to keep it light and cute sometimes, but it's also nice to be real about it. Like it's real to show your emotions about it. Like that's what people listening in, I think, also want that side. It's not just the whole like, oh yeah, it's all gonna be great and there's light at the end of the tunnel. Totally. Of course there's light at the end of the tunnel.
There is. And
I can contest to that. But there's also real right now in real time with Lanette and it's like giving yourself
grace. Oh my God. I was like, who's going to cry first on the pod? And it's going to be me.
It's okay.
No, not right now though. I can't.
You can let it out.
I think it's very important to like look at two different perspectives that are like Lex is 2 years out, right? And you're like thriving essentially. I mean, like you have your own struggles.
Daily work. It's daily work.
It is. Yeah. But like I'm very much still in it and I'm not divorced, and like the last week or so I've been going the fuck through it and I just want people who are also going through it to know that that shit is normal, and like the laughing and the whatever, like that's not all the time.
No.
Like I mean, I was on call and I went to work yesterday and I cried. Like it's not all,
No,
you
she
know,
was literally texting me like I'm going to have a
like
breakdown.
I'm spiraling. Like I'm spiraling. Like I don't know what to do. Like I feel like I don't even like know what my life's purpose is right now. And that shit's so real. And I think it's also very real. And I said to you earlier, like, I want to say this, and you were like, are you sure? But like, I think it's really real to miss your ex. Like,
Yeah.
I spent 13 years with that man. Like, if I don't miss him, that shit's weird. You
No,
know?
totally.
And so like having those thoughts and just, you know, feeling alone and feeling like, am I doing the right thing? And even like, am I in the right career path? It just can very much feel like everything is happening so fast and at once, and feeling very overwhelmed with your new life and trying to, you know, kind of pave a new path. And I just, if you're feeling those things, that is so normal. I hope, because I'm feeling all those things.
No, it is.
But Lex has reassured me that like that stuff is normal.
So normal. I mean, I wasn't starting a podcast when I was fresh out of divorce. So
Oh
the
my
fact that you
God.
are is insane, but also so incredible. Like, I give you so much credit. Like, if I would be crying every episode, I think, if it was the first 6 months of filing for divorce, like, or separating or whatever it may be. It's not easy. Like, you're literally sitting and just like wondering, did I do the right thing? Did I not?
Right.
Or like, I feel so strong today and this week is so great. I'm on
Yeah.
vacation. I'm in a beautiful country, but then I'm also spiraling as soon as I get home. Like, it's okay to feel that way, but it's like, it's good to tell people that too, though, that you're feeling that way. Like, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and like, I am woman, hear me roar. Like, no, like, we are also females with feelings, and like,
I mean, we're soft. Like, at the end of the day, like I'm still like, I have big highs, but like it's also like big lows. And I was talking to you last week about like, people are like, you're so strong, you can get through this. But I'm just like, I'm exhausted.
I don't want to be strong.
I don't want to be strong anymore. No. Like, oh, you know, God gives his greatest battles to the strongest soldiers. I'm set.
I don't need to be the soldier.
I don't need to. And like,
no, I'm good.
It's just like day after day after day of having to be the strongest woman I know, and having to be so strong, and having to persevere, and having to, you know, I have, you know, a job and a podcast and the dog, and dealing with the divorce, and dealing with, you know, trying to build a business, like
starting a makeup career.
Exactly. Again. Like, it's just like, it's a lot. I literally said to someone the other day, like, how much can one person take? And I think that when you're dealing with your life completely changing, especially in this way, when like a marriage and a man that provided me so much security, you know, is no longer there, like, I think it's totally normal to feel this way. And even though it sucks completely, I just want to be like totally honest about it and just say like,
it's not easy.
It's not easy, but I still know, like, in my fucking soul, it's going to be okay. And this was still the right choice.
Yeah.
But
it's okay to have
you
those.
just have
like,
to
those
get through
can
it.
Sit together. Like,
totally.
You can have this like, oh, I miss that life sometimes, or I miss that person sometimes, but I also
security. You miss the security.
Yeah, I love
so
who
much.
I am right now though too. And I love this like woman I'm learning and like building, and those two things can sit together. And I think a lot of the times we're told that's not true. Or like, if you have any sliver of a missing, that means you have to go back. But no, it's just like, these are real. These are real emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy and sad can sit together.
And even I'm talking like the separation happened in December and it's June. Like
6 months in.
It's still gonna happen. And it's gonna be deep as shit.
Yeah.
Months after. Like, so just, you know, don't think that if you're heavily going through it and it's, you know, half a year later or whatever, like, girly, that's it. Like, it happens.
I told you, I think it took a while for me.
I'm not even divorced yet. And that's the other thing. Is like,
it takes time though.
This shit is still like,
I don't even think I counted it from like being divorced. Like, you count it from separation.
Sure.
You don't count it from filing the papers. You count it from like the moment you're like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm done. We're out. Like, And that's when I did from, and it was a while. It was a lot longer than I anticipated, but no journey is the same.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're feeling that way too.
Real vulnerable moment. Like GTD is fun and cute, and you see like a very fun and cute version of us, and like Lex is doing amazing and like a healed girly and like a girlfriend and whatever. And that's like absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, but it took a lot to get here, and that's what's real.
Exactly. And you're
it's not like just like sunshine and rainbows all the time. I still have moments, and it's okay.
You don't just like jump to being like healed and good.
Yeah.
I actually just told my therapist, I was like, I need you more often.
Can we kick this up to twice a week, please?
No, literally, I was like, okay, every other week is not doing it.
Like, I need you more frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even so, like, I know I can look like I'm healed and I'm like, living my best life.
Yeah.
But even navigating being with someone again and just like that's a whole new journey for me, and taking it day by day and not getting ahead of myself.
You haven't like been a girlfriend yet, right?
No. This is first for since then. So like,
oh, isn't he so blessed? Oh my God.
He's also great.
No, he's amazing. I mean, I'm always going to be heavily on your side though.
You're so sweet. I don't know. I'm just having fun and I'm enjoying this time. But it's a learning experience, I think, for anybody being in a relationship again, and also in your 30s, and like, I don't know. It's also going to be a learning experience this time too. But that's also beautiful. And we just got to take it day by day.
It is. It is. Yeah. But let's all look at Lex. She's doing amazing. This is goals. Yo, if you are ever like, oh, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Just look at Alexis. That's what I do. I'm like, I'm going to be fine because Alexis is fine.
Ladies, I still talk to a therapist.
PSA, we are all doing our best. And if you're not at the highest point in your life, like, it's cool. It's so fucking
literally any point in your life. You don't have to be getting divorced.
Okay.
It could be anything. But
yeah, like
simultaneously, yes, if you are getting divorced and you are navigating that, or if you just called off an engagement, or if you just broke up with someone after 8 years, like, that shit is hard. You're learning a whole new life for yourself and a whole new identity. Not that you don't have one, but like, you are going to have a whole new identity with yourself and a whole new life. So all of those emotions mixed into one, and then grieving someone that you is still living. It's a lot.
And missing them or whatever. Like, you don't have to like get out of that and be like your best self and whatever. Like, you're allowed to be sad and you're allowed for this to fucking suck.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Because it sucks. Guess what? It sucks.
It sucks for a bit.
It's sucking.
Suck forever.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's sucking.
And that's okay. We got this, girl. We got this.
We're going to get through it.
We have a really exciting guest for our next episode.
He has talked about her like she is Jesus Christ.
She is our Jesus.
I mean, basically.
Well, no, she's our queen. She's our savior.
Next week's episode is going to be fucking sick. It's someone that we have talked about like repeatedly. I'm honestly probably nearly every episode.
No, truly. And aside from our therapist has showed us all of the things and patterns that we have.
It's going to be everything. Okay,
Thank you for listening, babes. Remember to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Please. It helps so much.
It does.
And we'll see you next week. Love you, babes.
Love you.
Mwah.
The bloops.
The bloops. We're doing it.
You know, you were like, should we mention it? And I'm like, no. We already fucking recorded this. No audio, though.
Guys, there had to be one where we
fucked up royally.
Shit the bed. But here we are. We're back. We're gonna do
back
this again. We're going to do it better.
Let's go.
The first go around.
Okay.
So here we are.
Please hold. Wait? Cash, can we do anything else? Okay, we had dinner and now we're having a bone.
He just wants to have a bone. What can we give him instead?
Curious. Okay. Maybe a cookie and a soft toy.
Lay down, baby.
Time for a nap.
Time to lay down after the food.
And you're in the bag, but it's time for laying down.
Lay down now.
It's a lay down time.
9 p.m.
Late on time for everybody. Okay.
And now we want to play with the tennis ball.
The tennis ball's fine. That's a quiet toy.
It's totally fine. We'll cut that out too. Okay, great. I had a client actually tell me about that this week. She's like, I love the bloops.
Oh, I feel, yeah. So if you're listening, there are bloopers on YouTube, but on nothing else. So if you want bloopies,
You gotta watch on YouTube.
gotta do the tubies.
And subscribe.
Yeah, like dog is drinking water.
He's been.
The dog has been so busy this whole
Cash just
episode.
just wants to eat and drink.
Cash is booked and busy.
So you ladies have an hour limit and you're now on your third hour. So
Cash comes into frame. I would love to show him. I don't know where he is.
he's right underneath
Buddy,
us.
come here.
Right-
No, there he is.
All right, now lay down.
Okay, and enough.
Blah, blah, blah,
This
blah.
world. Yeah, he's disgusting. Hi, we're gonna drink a whole bottle of wine. That's happening, and I've had quite a bit before this. And I have to go to work tomorrow.
Work sucks.
Welcome to this week.
Oopsies.
Whoop.
Bloops.
Bloops for the bloops. So.